Hello everyone, welcome back again. This is Nnena. Welcome back to our channel Ejima, where we talk taste and travel. So another video, a few reasons why you should move to Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, if you're interested, stay tuned. My last video I talked about reasons why I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, but those are, I feel like a lot of them are like personal reasons. But in general, I'd just like to give you a few reasons why I think you should consider moving to Charlotte, North Carolina if you do want to make that move, but you're not really sure about where you want to go. So the number one reason why I would say Charlotte, North Carolina is because the cost of living, especially if you're coming from the Northeast, probably the West Coast too. I never lived there, but I hear it's expensive. The cost of living is like, it's like night and day. Like, what I was able to get my apartment for here, being like in the nicest part of Charlotte, with that same amount of money, if I was in northern New Jersey, I'd probably be living in the hood. Like, to be honest, it is not that cheap, right? So, you know, I used to have it in my mind that like down south was so dirt cheap because you grow up and you hear everyone running down south. Most people that move down south and bought houses, they are not in major cities. They usually go to very rural areas, and that's where you get the most from your money. But like, who wants to live there? Sorry, not I. Like, I need to be in the city. Moving down south is a big of enough transition, so I felt like if I'm gonna move down here, I need to be where it's the fastest pace, and I'm in the biggest city in North Carolina. So don't get me wrong, like, you can, if you're ready to go to the country and places like that, you can probably get a one bedroom like $600, even probably $500 depending where you're going, like for a one bedroom. Mind you, it probably might not be luxury, you know what I mean? It depends on what you're looking for, right? So it's definitely a lower cost of living, but again, they still have expensive stuff. Like, don't sleep. Like, don't think you're about to come to Charlotte in a luxury apartment and get an apartment for $800 or $900. One bedroom, that's not possible. That is like, even the rate I got was like a steal. Like, every time they look at my account, I go to Lisa's office and ask me a question. Oh my God, because I was thinking about changing to another apartment that didn't face the main street. Oh my God, you got a steal. Oh my God, you got a steal. So I think I got my rate honestly because it was during the pandemic and it was so far ahead. So they want to secure that apartment. Like, it opened up in May for an August date. So of course, like 3 months ahead, it's gonna be a better rate usually, because it's like they don't want it to be open for 3 months. If that makes sense, I don't know. But I saw like so I got a really good rate, but it's still like reasonable, probably like over $1,000. It's not like in the high thousands, like in the low 1,000s. So it's very, very reasonable for a one bedroom apartment in a luxury apartment that has a gym, that has a pool, that has a concierge, that, you know what I mean? Like you have to be realistic. It depends on what you want. That has a washer and dryer in your unit. I wasn't necessarily stuck on luxury apartment. I was down for anything that had to wash and dry. That's most important, but I am scared of dogs. Don't judge me. I'm scared of dogs. So this apartment really stood out to me is that they don't allow dogs unless you have a disability. So there still are dogs in my complex once in a while because according to the ADA, the disability law, they can't deny someone because they have a disability. They need their pet. So that's why I was really stuck on here, but like, they love dogs down here. But okay, second reason. That was a lot. Second reason you moved to Charlotte, North Carolina is because it's a small city with a big city feel. That's what the mayor said at the airport on this loudspeaker. So it's not something I made up, but I was like, that is so true. Like, that is so true. Like, it's Charlotte in itself. Like, it's interesting because Charlotte in itself is a city, but within Charlotte, they have like subdivisions, like towns, what I would say. So it's very different from up north because it's like, if I named a city or a town, like, that's it. But here it's like Charlotte is the whole city, but within Charlotte is like 20 different neighborhoods, 20 different communities. So like, it's pretty big to be a city, you know, but it's still not like huge. It's still not huge. You could drive through Charlotte. Like, it's not a big deal, like driving through different ends of Charlotte. So I chose the area that I'm in. So it's like the most city area, basically, just because I don't have a car right now. And that's something I had to put into factor. Like, down here, you have to drive a lot if you want to live outside the city. Like, everywhere, to go somewhere 10 minutes, you get on the highway, 5 minutes, you get on the highway. I'm not used to that coming from New Jersey. So I was like, I don't want to be in a rush to get in the car. I want to be in a good location where I can get to things accessibly. So third reason I think you should move to Charlotte, North Carolina is simply because even though the cost of living is cheaper, we always know that usually when the cost of living is cheaper, the salaries are also a bit cheaper, right? So some people argue that it balances out, which can be true, right? But if you've saved a lot of money coming from an area like in the Northeast where you're making a higher salary, you could definitely get more for your money here. And like me looking at the jobs, even like job offers and stuff, like the salary isn't, it depends. Like some salaries I'm like, oh my God, that's like low, like for a nurse, like, oh my God, how? But then some salaries like, it's not too bad. So even if you get like a couple dollars of a pay cut, but your rent is like half of what you would pay, you're still benefiting. Like, that's just the point I want to bring, because people always say, oh, cost of living is cheaper, but also salary is cheaper. Like my apartment easily, if I wanted to get this apartment living in northern New Jersey, in the city center, like forget about West Orange, that's the suburb. I'm saying if I wanted to get an apartment like this in an area where I can walk to Sephora, walk to Target, walk to restaurants, walk to CVS, walk to Walgreens, walk to this morning I walked to get my eyebrows done. Like if I wanted to live in like an area like this in northern New Jersey, so I would say like that's probably like Weehawken, Jersey City, Hoboken, one room, I'm paying minimum $2,000 minimum, and I feel like that's even me giving a low number. I definitely think I could pay up to $2,400 for this type of apartment in Jersey, $2,300 for a luxury one-bedroom apartment in the city center. So at the end of the day, if I got rent for basically like, my rent is like half of what I would pay in New Jersey, and then I get paid like $3 less an hour, what is that like? I still feel like I benefited it. Like, how much did I really lose? Yes, I'm losing his salary, but just think about it's not just about salary. You know what I mean? Like, it's about more than that. And the fourth reason why I think you should move is because they are building apartments everywhere. Like, literally, I'd be like, who is living in these apartments? Like, call 2 months free. This, like, if it wasn't I was scared of dogs, I could probably got a better rate than this even. I put it on everything. Like, apartments are open, and they are, like, they want people in there. They're building so much, but they're projecting in the future, they know that's where people are gonna move. Like every year, more and more people are leaving the Northeast to come down south. And because Charlotte has all these, like they know what they're doing, like it's better, the sooner the better. Because the longer, I feel like for the people that wait longer to get in, the price that is gonna become, who knows, eventually in 10, 15 years, it might be just expensive as living up north. But then up north would get more expensive. But you get my drift. So those are just some, and then the last reason I already said in the last video, but again, I can't forget, it's just the weather. Like, I think for me, that's just so important. I don't know about you. Like, I got here in early August, so not like the days, it's not like blazing. You know what I'm saying? Like some places you go, it's 100 degrees, 95, it's not blazing, you know? But it stays hot. Like even now, that's mid-September right now. This morning, I woke up a little cold. Like it was like 60 something degrees in the morning, like 70, you know, but in New Jersey, my sister told me that she's already wearing pants and socks and sweaters. You know, she's more dramatic than me, but like I don't have to, I was wearing a little skirt in a camisole, you know? So like, of course the weather is much better than it is up north. I pray I don't have to worry about snow, ice, all those other things, you know, with global warming, nobody could tell because this earth is just becoming something else. But definitely I think the weather is a really, really good thing to put into consideration if you're tired of that cold. And it still gets cool here. It's not like people are like, oh, I don't want to live in hot weather, it gets too hot. Like it's not blazing. It's not Vegas or somewhere. Like it's not blazing here. Like trust me, it gets cool. This morning I was in my bed like, whoo, whoo, but trust me, the AC is off and I'm like, whoo, whoo, like it got cold. So there's just a few reasons why I think that if you are thinking about moving somewhere and you're not really sure where to go, definitely think you should look into Charlotte, North Carolina. Like I definitely think you should look into, just because I feel like it has so much potential for the future. It has so much here. Like I was even amazed, like driving around the other day, just seeing so many of the cute stuff. I'm just like, oh my God, imagine if it wasn't coronavirus period. There's like so much to do. They have a lot of restaurants if you're a foodie. Like I'm a foodie, so that's something I'm thinking about. I don't really care about the club and all those things. Like they have so many restaurants. It's insane. Like they have so many places to go. You know, I feel like from the few things I've done, I do feel like it's a bit more diverse, even though I'm not in a diverse area. Like for example, like there's a brunch spot down the street that I've been to. Like literally a lot of people there were Black. You get what I'm saying? So like even if this area may not be where all the Black people live, there's still a lot of, like there's still things that like everyone comes to. You get what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, because this area is up in the city and it's only with a lot of white people, it's only white stuff. Like that's not how it is. But But I kind of feel like that's how it was, like living in New Jersey. Like people like stay in their regions, if that makes sense. Like if you live in this area, you stay in places in that area. But yeah, those are some reasons why you should move to Charlotte, North Carolina. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. It's just, you know, why not? If you're looking to go somewhere, why not go for it? All right, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.